What's up? Rowan here again. I'm going to walk you through some reggae amp settings. Normally when I play out I use a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe, but I haven't got it here with me, so I'm going to use the software version of a Fender Twin Reverb, the black face. And this is the software instrument in Logic. It is the Logic amp. Okay, so you have to have Logic Pro X to actually use this, and I'm using the Blackface 410 cabinet. When I play out as well, my amp is generally mic'd, and as you can see, it's off center. It's off center because I prefer that tone. It's not as harsh and it's not as tinny. It's a bit more thick with a little bit more oomph, and it sparkles and cut through. That's the reason I like that. And the mic that they generally use is the Shure SM57. All right, so those are the cabinet mic setting. Now for the amp, as you can see, the gain is on 4, the bass is on 4, the mids is on 3, the treble is on 8, and the reverb is between 2 and 1. I don't use the effects section. I've got the presence in 8 and the master on 7. And I'm going to let you hear how that sounds now. Alright, it sounds like this. Alright, so that's the sound of this amp with that settings. So feel free to experiment. This is just the settings that I use. You don't have to use them. But what you want your guitar to cut through the mix. I mean, I had mine up high, too high just now. But you want it to cut through the mix. You want them to hear you. You know what I mean? You want it to cut through the mix so they can hear you. Alright, so that's what you want when you have your when you set your amp up to play on stage. You want it to cut through the mix. So these are the settings that I use. So go for a setting that's mellow, that's a little bit sweet, and cut through the mix. Not too bassy, not too mid-rangey, okay? Because I could have, normally when I play out, I take the bass off completely, all right? Yeah, there's one more thing I should show you. I've got it on the bright setting here, the British bright, okay? I quite like that setting. So yeah, so normally when I play out, I don't use the actual bass. I turn it right off, but on here I leave it on because it's a software world, it's a bit different. Okay, so try that out. Cool. Now I'm gonna try another amp, and this one is a Vox, Logic's version of a Vox AC30, I think. And again, this is if I'm using more of a lead tone. So if I need a crunchy tone, I'll put it up, the gain right about, sort of like halfway or just above. And I crank my guitar up, and that will give me a nice crunchy tone. Yeah, sort of like so. Sort of like that. And if I want a bit more drive in it, I'll put it there. See? So that's how I set my amp up when I'm playing out live. Alright? rhythm playing as well. Alright, so try that and see if it works for you. Remember to subscribe and like. Okay, this is reggae amp settings. Try them out. You know, tinker with it until you get a sound that you like. You can't really go wrong as long as it's not too bassy, you know, and it's trebly enough where it's cutting through the mix. That's what you want to do.